Coming down just to look at the Lord Marshal's disposition.
Yeah, absolutely.
I imagine it's going to be the same, but Sebastian just be curious.
It is definitely this sort of... Well, first off, you see his shirt and his cloak are missing.
Yeah, but I could look at where they are.
Right. And he is personally taken to moving this wagon back down. Oof. 17. 17's not bad. You'd almost... Yes, it would.
Is he projecting right now?
Okay.
He almost seems a man 20 years younger.
Dad instinct.
As it feels like... Finally, something good has happened.
Finally, a break.
Really making Sebastian rethink his morals, huh? He would, as like the Lord Marshal is probably leading this charge, moving the wagon with this girl, Sebastian would pull back and go over to Bradford. Watchman Saturday. If it behooves you anything, I believe the Lord Marshal is happy something good has finally happened in this town. And I think his happiness is due to the burden he carries. Being second to evil on a daily basis. Something for you and your fellow watchmen is consideration. And then he strides forward and leaves the conversation.
I don't have much more comments on it. There is a look of, are you calling me out? But it doesn't say anything about it. The answer is
As
yes,
you
because they talk about
head back to the boat, Lord Marshal insists that the captain's quarters and the unused bed gets given to the girl, and does not seem to be in the argument to be hearing anything else. As you begin to head back, he takes a position at the row, but you can see the age is finally settling in now that the adrenaline is low. And he definitely doesn't have the gusto he did on the way here.
Hey.
Exhaustion catches up eventually.
Speaking
What's the
of
time?
exhaustion,
At this point, it'd probably be about 7.
Would it be time to check?
It would be.
Okay. Just before he checks, he wants to give the marshal some kind of snack. It's just like, here, this little... Trust me, it'll make you feel better. Helps with the snack.
I'll hand him my water stick.
Vitalizer ration.
Too,
Wants
in
to do more, I
addition to
can
that.
get him to help a little bit more.
He just looks down at this before
Sounds
looking
somewhat
up.
like
He wants to say something, but he just says, "Thank you."
Just gives the nod and pats the old man on the back. Then takes a few steps away and checks to see if the sleepy thing is sleepy.
She is, yeah. That spell only lasts a minute, but she only needed that little switch to be out for probably a couple days.
I think.
But do you check or do I check?
Talking about the.
Yeah, I was talking about the
5'6".
giant sleepy, not the kid sleepy.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops.
In hindsight,
yeah,
I understand
it's
the
sleeping.
confusion there. Big
Yeah,
sleepy is sleepy.
yeah.
Little sleepy is also sleeping.
It is. It is still, yes.
If Sebastian's notified that, hey, it's time, he will do this as we're going away.
Oh, fuck, yes. No, you specifically asked for that, yes.
That's exactly.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Roll me a crit.
Well, the Charisma save
He-
king.
He asked it for the time. He doesn't know Jericho. He's failed every insight check so far. He doesn't know Jericho's done it.
Do I have
Yeah, we can all share some madness. Yeah.
We do a little
I'm-
maddening.
Miss having charisma saves.
Okay. All right. Well, let me go grab something to copy paste because it's the same thing.
Get off my sheet.
Just
Make
it's just-
me.
Make me.
He's the god here. He's in control of the world.
I guess it's not really a question of like type and AC and stuff like that. I guess just scale is something
Hey.
Viper is curious about.
You lock me out of my sheet.
He flew too close to the sun.
Remember how he talked about spite earlier?
Yeah. I switched my bio page and then he blocked me out of my sheet.
There you go. You may have it back now.
You're power tripping. You're power tripping.
Literally 1984.
And he loses shit again.
There you go. You have something in your bond set.
I see. I need to double check what that word means, but
The same word, right?
it's the fifth one, right?
1, 2,
Yes,
3,
it is.
4, 6.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
That's because you and I are the same person, Alec. I already knew what it was because we're the same mind.
As you head back, what do? Lord Marshall begins taking this girl to, well, her home.
Oh, can I find out about how big this fucker is, or no?
Oh, how big? Is that what it says? Yeah, let's read what this says.
I mean, it says creature type. Fair enough.
Which map are we going to?
Unless we determine size category as a type, but
Oh, creature type. Well, it's
it's a type 6.
This is a type 6,
Mm-hmm.
and you begin feeling it all around you, like all around you.
Is it something that we feel on the way back, like across the lake?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
All
so
that deep water
at least a mile.
nestled between those roots, all on that island. If this thing woke up, that's not an island anymore. That's not a mountain. It would almost be like a crater.
This is Zeratin.
Like the thing off to
Like-
the right?
Yeah, as I say, like the one from before.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be like that, wouldn't it?
Is there 2? Something to think about later.
This is just breeding.
There was
grounds.
that
It's like-
giant hole that was like pitch black that they were investigating.
Yes, that's what we were just talking about.
Okay.
Something for later.
You. Well, actually, I stand corrected. Lord Marshall isn't bringing this girl back to East Town. He's stopping
Right
by
to
the
the state?
markets first.
Get medical supplies.
He's not going to
Or-
bring her back in a dirty shirt. He's going to at least find something presentable for when he brings her back to her parents.
Should we regroup before it? What are we doing?
He just turns to y'all. You have my thanks.
Don't mention it.
Sir,
With- We're the Black Watch, Lord Marshal. This is our job.
It's Lord Fonte. Marshall's my first name.
Oh shit.
Wait, so we've graduated past first name basis onto
House
call me
basis.
call me by my title and last name.
I mean, I imagine it
I'm
might
assuming
be
it's spelled
'cause,
like that.
Shane
Fontaine.
Fontaine.
Correct.
You're a
Forgot
good
the
man,
name.
Lord Fontaine.
Can I roll history to determine what's up with the House of Fontaine?
You might
Yeah,
know.
can I
Yeah, you might know something.
Do that.
Yeah, you definitely might know something.
Shit. I'm a ranger. And my field. Well, wasn't stationed in Magval, but it would have been my field.
21's not bad.
White Watcher in the City of Lighter.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
Guidance for Lucian, question mark?
yeah, absolutely. Wah. Oh, well, that's a 20. That's a so 2021.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fontaine was a house in the Lord's Alliance, and it's something you might have crossed in like various little noble, like meandering notes to each other that they were someone who reached above their station and were summarily struck down. As such, they have to report something back amongst their family, amongst the members of their house, which are very few these days, to reestablish their title. Which,
Interesting.
something like making something good out of a dustland town would precisely be that. There's not much room for growth within a city of light if you're a disgraced noble family.
Kikaku.
Right. So he's seeking honor for his name, which is why he doesn't go by his house name. Because anybody that would recognize it would immediately be like, oh, your family's a piece of shit or something like that.
That seems reasonable.
Not that Bradford had any fucking clue about this, but
We regroup with Lieutenant Ward.
As you start heading towards the middle of the great tree, you do see leaves falling off of it. This perennial tree that has always grown, you see beginning to shed. As she sort of sits outside looking at it, you see her off in the distance.
Going up. Lieutenant Ward.
Viper, was the mission successful?
I have one singular doubt, but you look at the tree. I think it's being handled as we speak. We found the lair. We found the bodies. There was one survivor. She might physically recover, but you and I both know that there's plenty more scouring than just the bodies.
Oh. How, would you think a 12 insight would catch what you were saying? Would you think a 12 insight would catch what you were saying about the tree?
Oh, absolutely.
I see. Poor thing.
What? Oh, the kid.
She just sort of looks around. Were there others that wouldn't?
Oh, the others were dead, if that's what you...
She just looks at you, Viper.
Inside that stalwart cave was its lair. Hidden in its majestic depths. 5 bodies. 1 survivor.
Tortured to death, missing eyes, tongues.
I understand.
We thought it prudent to burn the bodies there.
She nods. If they're so inclined, they can recover them at their leisure.
The ashes, maybe.
She just looks back at the tree, holding out her hand to catch a falling leaf. I wouldn't have blamed you If you thought it best, they would never recover.
Your thought was there. But the Lord Marshal wanted survivors. We owe him that. And perhaps, speaking from experience, even a tortured child might grow into something better.
Just look at the Black Watch.
She just like looks at the leaf in her hand before dropping it. We can only hope. Let's go get some rest. The bell rang an hour.
Oh, at least I won't have to ring the bell as much anymore.
Did the locals give you any trouble, Lefty?
Not yet.
Do they
Once
know that you did?
It will become obvious soon. But that's not a burden we'll be here to bear.
Sure. I guess that
Whatever
makes
helps you sleep at night, Lieutenant.
I applaud your thick-skinned, Lieutenant. Let's go get some rest.
She nods, then looks. Was Booyok not with you?
We thought he was with you.
He went off on his own or something.
Just a bit before we ended up going to the docks.
I see. She just like does a whistle and the frog jumps out of your pocket onto her shoulder.
Wait, did the frog pass a deck save though? No.
Oh yeah.
He was
I didn't-
incinerated
fine.
back in the
I
cave.
didn't take any damage, so
Yeah.
So frog's
she-
fine.
Yeah, it's like how could it possibly? She sends a sending to you, Booyog. We're regrouping at the estate. Meet us at the front gates.
Absolutely.
Is that stammer in there? Absolutely.
Yes, yes, it
It
is.
takes 2 words actually, because the stammer.
As you head in, you hear the tick, 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 tick of the gate as it opens. Eventually, a very sloppy guard meets you. Booyog, you regroup with the rest of everyone. The lieutenant looks at you. Do I want to know where you were?
I was just doing some recon.
insight check. Nice.
Here's your recon, man.
Ow.
My insight today have been trash, but it's okay. He's a ranger. He's a ranger. That's super. Not opposite of sus. That's trust right there. That's super trust.
I'll roll one. Oh, 29. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not gonna roll.
Yeah, you know him.
Purely based off of what
Yeah.
Ward
You,
said.
Sarah knows
you
me.
know him. Is there anything you need to report?
Nope, all clear.
As she looks back, you just see her sort of like readjust herself. Huh. Would you look at that? She points towards the middle of the town.
Look at that. What do we see?
I look,
What is that
I
that
look
we look
over.
at? What do we behold?
You start seeing a bunch of little specks of light start all flying close to that tree before sparkling on it.
and then it blows up.
Burst in flames.
Frenzy flame ending.
I see this as an absolute win.
Maidenless.
So is the fire? They trying to save the tree, or are they just dying with it?
I don't know.
This town's going to have a reckoning soon enough. But that's out of our jurisdiction.
As she heads in, what do y'all do?
I think Jericho would wait and watch the tree.
Sam.
Trying to gauge if it gets better or worse.
It just seems like more and more start to gather around it. Before they nestle in it, almost making it look like it's decorated in lights. It's beautiful in a way.
I have a title for today's session, which we could shamelessly steal from somewhere else.
What is it?
Grave of the Fireflies.
Ooh.
No, nah.
That's
That's such a fitting name.
Mhm.
How long do you
grave.
stay? Do you go in? Do you head out?
I think Jericho stays for maybe 5 minutes before he removes his mask and starts heading inside.
I'll stand
Booyah,
home
headed
and watch
inside
it.
immediately.
Sebastian will stay
stay for a bit
outside.
longer. He's kind of keeping an ear out to see if he hears something coming from that direction. Yeah, I don't expect him to hear anything, considering how fucking far away it is, but, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'll
You
head
head
inside
in
eventually.
to the mayor's estate.
Uh-oh.
You don't need a lot of this anymore.
Oh God! Why is there blood everywhere? Booyah! What did you do?
You took out the entire family! You killed the monarch!
How'd you get on the ceiling?
There's arterial spray
You-
everywhere.
Head inside, and it is nice, it is quiet. You do see the red-headed child and second son of the mayor's on the balcony, sort of looking out at the light show as it is. Before noticing y'all, the second son, Elaine, gives you a small wave.
I'm gonna give him a little salute back to him.
You see him sort of catch his eye, and they go wide for a second at that before he looks left to see if his brother saw it, realizing he didn't. You see a small smile creep across his face.
Insight check.
Absolutely. There's definitely a joy that is coming from him at the moment.
I'm gonna walk up to Booyah. Did you ice the brother?
I was doing recon.
Insight check. I believe him. God
I
damn it.
trust this man.
Implicit belief, yeah.
I'll leave it at
I'm
that.
just going with what Ward said of, do I want to know? And it's like, the answer is, actually, no.
Jericho quickens
No
the
longer
pace
is
to
this
go
of
inside quicker.
So, do
Walk
you
faster,
just
walk
go
faster.
rest? Do you go lay down? Do you go enjoy some dinner? What do y'all do with the rest of this day?
I'm gonna go sneak in to the second son's room and wait for him.
He certainly seems to be lively after almost dying. Twice.
That's just how he is.
Where's the mayor at this hour?
Probably in his estate somewhere.
Well, yeah. I'll ask after him. Where's Word go?
Or goes to the room.
What room? Bedroom?
Our room.
Mm-hmm.
Our room? Yeah, I'll go find her there.
Okay. You go find her. I assume you're probably the first there. Well, with her. As she's sort of just getting as comfortable as can be for bed, still leaving on her leather so she's not without armor, keeping her shield nearby and her sword on the bed with her. She just pops her mask off. And I've never really described what she looks like. The ward has like shoulder length, crudely cut auburn hair with green eyes, and somewhat soft but sharp features.
I think as Jericho crosses the threshold into the room, he sees her there and he stops. Mask still in his hand, hanging at his side. He stares at her for a moment.
Roll an insight. Have you ever looked at someone and they just look like heavy?
Mm-hmm.
That's what she looks like.
After a moment passes, I think Jericho will just, yeah. He just gives a small shrug and says, "The things we do for love."
She just looks at you from her bed. I suspect you know a good bit about that.
Where is your family?
She just looks at you. I don't think I'm going to share that with you.
Understandable. They in dire straits.
We survive.
Survive but not live. He starts pacing around the room, slowly making his way over to her. Hands in his pockets, mask hanging on his belt.
You're from a Duskland town, aren't you?
Lilyvale, west of Shamash. A great
Right.
deal west of Shamash.
I'm from Illisai, south of Megval. My siblings, my little brothers and sisters, they're not gonna grow up in a town like this.
A town like this.
They're not gonna grow up in a town like Lilyvale. And they're not gonna grow up in a town like Illinois. They're gonna go to the finest schools and have the brightest futures. And whatever it takes to see that dream come true, I'm gonna do.
I respect their dream. One problem though. Do you know what makes towns like Daleburg, Lilyvale, or what'd you say?
Illamai.
Ilamai. Do you know what makes those places, those types of places? People doing evil and selfish acts. Viper back there, he says it's like that all over. And frankly, I think he uses that as an excuse to not do good. I think he uses it as an excuse to do evil.
She just looks at you. Okay. If those are your thoughts, then you should hold on to them.
For what it's worth, I hope that coin makes a difference. At least over to your loved ones in Iliamai. Because I guarantee it's made a difference here.
She sort of just lays back in the bed and looks up at the roof. I'm sure it has.
It's just like a bunk room, several beds next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll walk over and sit on the bed next to hers, facing her. Fingers sort of interlaced in front of him.
If I close my eyes, are you gonna put a dagger to my throat?
No. I don't approve what you did. Makes me sick to think about. Especially after all my brother, who's now dead, did for this place, for those people. But like it or not, you're my sister of the watch. Sleep easy. Your harm is the last thing on my mind.
She just sort of closes her eyes at that. We all do what we think is right. But none of us ever do right.
He doesn't comment on that. He lets her sleep. And keeps a silent vigil.
What do the rest of y'all do?
I assume no grand cataclysm happens at the Great Tree.
Nope.
The,
Just a
all the lights don't
gathering of
just,
flies.
they never just suddenly turn off.
Nope.